Today, Kyle, you're going to hire us to solve the disappearance and murder of Henry McCabe. Can you remember that?
Henry McCabe.
Yeah.
If you don't remember it, that would be funnier.
RJ would prefer that.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh,
Hello.
hey man, what's up? The guy who I affectionately refer to as better looking Richard.
Hey, Kyle. How are you, better looking brother?
Good man. I need your help.
Oh, thank God. This again. Is it the drugs, Kyle?
No, not this time, Richard. Not this time.
Thank God. Okay, well, I guess we could deal with it, whatever it is this time.
Henry McCabe, he's been leaving creepy things, Richard. We gotta figure
Leaving
this out.
creepy things
Like,
Creepy things. You'll figure it out.
like,
like
what kind of
fingernail clippings on your pillow or something.
Maybe this is what we're trying to figure out, man.
Oh,
We're on
okay.
the same page now.
balled up chunks of hair from the sink?
No, that would be creepy.
No, I don't think so.
Creepy.
Okay,
Crawly even.
Henry McCabe. That sounds familiar.
You got it.
I saw this about a month ago on a whim.
This is, like you're my older brother. I knew you would be the one to talk to.
What's the age gap between you guys? Like 23 years?
16 months.
Oh, looks
Who-
like more.
Okay, when
Yeah.
you said 23 years, which one did you think was 23 years older?
Obviously you.
Okay. Kyle usually gets it that he's way older, but I think it's the
I
hard
do.
drug
I
use.
always get the older one.
I think it's
Yeah,
the
the
drug use.
drugs.
Yeah.
I would probably do it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good though. I'm glad it was me this time. You're welcome, Kyle. See, set expectations low, just like a penis size.
Hey, man, I'm gonna be 40 tomorrow. I'll take what I can get.
That's true. The big 4-0 tomorrow.
See, no, sincerely, you don't look 40 because
What?
Richard barely does.
Good genes.
Yeah, no, seriously.
It's the country air and the clean living.
But like, I don't even have gray yet. Look at this. Nothing.
Yeah, but
Good for
redheads,
you.
they don't go gray. You go like white, don't you?
Hey,
Don't
I got gray on my balls, Richie.
you?
Not up
Okay.
here. We're
Okay.
good.
All right.
Strawberry blonde. That's how I get the girls.
Strawberry blonde.
Yeah.
Is that what you tell people?
Just my wife.
Okay. Strawberry blonde.
That's right.
17.
An elite team of private detectives.
What if balloons are aliens? Maybe that's the key component we're missing.
Cover-ups.
John's guilty.
Mysteries that need to be solved.
Maybe Mormons need mountains.
Richard, shut up.
So you guys ever get a creepy voicemail? What he left was a creepy voicemail. Henry McCabe. You forgot what it was, so you said thing, right, Kyle? Is that what happened?
Yeah, that was great.
Yes,
Just some creepy things.
yeah, he left creepy. Yeah, you forgot what it was. I liked it. I was like, I'm not helping him. Let's see what happens.
Hell yeah.
You guys ever get like a creepy voicemail just left and you just somebody called you and then you pick up their voicemail, it's just like weird, like fucking.
Mm, nobody calls me.
Oh, okay, that's not a shock actually.
What's that supposed to mean?
Uh, likability levels lower than most.
Oh,
Lovability higher.
oh,
Likability not so much.
thank
What
you.
about you? What about you, Kyle? You must have gotten some weird voicemails in your day. Funny ones? Okay, they don't have to be creepy. What about funny? You must have got a funny one.
Uh, yeah, usually I leave the funny ones more than see.
What's the funniest one you think you've ever left?
I don't know, probably something I left you. And it's like not even a, hey, Richard, I had this thought. It's just like the beep, and then I go right into it, and there's
When
not
I
even.
when I first started doing stand-up, when I lived in Toronto, you used to call me all the time with like, "Yo, Richie, this is hilarious," and then you'd tell me this like long rambling story of like I forget what it was, and I'd be like, "That is hilarious," but like that's your life, dude. I can't recreate what you just did. You know what I
I was doing a lot more drugs back then.
mean? It's funny. Yeah, this I don't think I tried to think if I did either, but I do know people who've gotten creepy ass fucking voicemails. I don't know. So this guy leaves a voicemail for his like wife and his brother the day he kind of disappears. and then he's found like murdered about 4 months later. So it's like super creepy, this voicemail in a way, because like that's the last thing you ever heard from your significant other. Like I try to picture that, like just getting Sarah disappears one day. All I get is this weird fucking voicemail, and then 4 months later she's dead. That's the end of it. Like I don't know
Hey,
what
now you
happened.
said his wife and his brother. So like,
Correct.
was it two different? He called two different people, or he just left them both on the same?
Very astute, young brother. Very astute. You're becoming a detective quite early. I will get into the what I mean by the two different voice. It is two different voicemails, but we don't have. I don't have them both. I only have one.
Fair enough.
I just imagine that I get freaked out by the whole like idea of that and how fucking fuck that must be to happen to someone. So let's talk about it. Here is the story of the mysterious disappearance and death of Henry McCabe, whose last voicemail leads people into thinking he died from an accident, suicide, murder, Bigfoot, ghosts, and many other supernatural occurrences.
Wait, I'm sorry. Where did the Bigfoot come from?
You'll see. The voicemail is fucked. So
All right.
people want to associate Bigfoot with it, and you'll see why.
Okay.
So let's talk about Henry for a little bit first. So Henry Toby McCabe was born September 16th, 1983 in Monrovia, Liberia.
What?
Yeah.
They have mix over there?
I guess, and I don't know this for a fact, but his brother's name is Tim Borbor, and I think his real last name is Borbor, but when he moved to America, he changed it to McCabe, but I don't know that for a fact, and no one's ever said that, but he does have a biological brother with a different last name that sounds way more
Oh,
African.
okay. I mean, fair enough. I think it like at least as far as like job applications and stuff, solid idea.
Yeah, great idea
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. And it might be because of this too, because when he was a kid in Liberia, it was actually during the Civil War.
Hmm.
His dad was poisoned and killed during the war. He and his family like moved to Ghana to live in a fucking refugee camp
Oh,
during
goddamn.
during his high school years, his earlier like grade 7 to like high school age. He lived in a fucking refugee camp. He did go to school though. He still was very actually a super smart guy, and he's totally dedicated to bettering himself and getting out of the shitty situation that he was in. I don't know. I feel like being in a refugee camp probably does that to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting the fuck out of here as much as I can.
Well, and that's the good news is that Donald Trump is removing any and all refugee camps from existence
Well, from the
by
States, anyways.
by just removing the people who would otherwise be in the refugee camps.
No, he's still putting them in a refugee camp, just not in the States.
Kyle, you have to remember he still hates Trump, but he's still American. He still thinks America's the only place with refugee camps. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, well no, I mean there will be nothing but America soon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, he's
I'm
still
talking,
American. He's
yeah,
still
yeah,
American.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
still American.
yeah.
Exactly. You got RJ's not paying attention to us doing that to him. Let's do it one more time.
Doing what?
We're giving you the American salute.
Oh,
You got.
that's not our salute anymore.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not
Yeah,
giving that
yeah,
salute. I'm not giving that. I've been
yeah.
accused
Oh,
too many times. Oh, don't do it. It's a setup. He did it.
I know they know that we're what we are, Richard.
No, they.
No,
With the
it's
podcast, he
My
knows.
heart. My heart to the
You don't
people.
have to hide it
My
from him
heart.
anymore, Richard. He
My
knows.
heart. My heart to the people. God damn it. Okay,
Right.
moving on.
Well, we're
Yeah.
Roman.
We call it the Roman Musk now.
So Henry was I don't know, and I'm guessing that maybe they're out of the refugee camp by his senior class in high school because he was class president. I don't think there was like class president elected in the refugee camp high school. Like really don't think that happened. So I'm guessing
That would be so funny if refugee camps did superlatives. Most likely to stay in the country.
most likely to radicalize.
Yeah.
So
Oh, fuck.
in 2003, when he was 20, he moves to America. He actually gets a scholarship to go to California State University. And he was super smart. He ends up joining the Beta Alpha Psi fraternity, which was for accounting fraternity for honor students only. So he had good grades. And then In 2004, a year after he's been in America, February 28th, he meets a lady named Corrine Wade. And Corrine isn't like how you think you'd spell it, like Corine. It's like Kareen. It's Karen with an extra E. It's-
Honest to God, the second way, that's how I would have spelled it. Yeah. As soon as you started with the C, I was like, what are you talking about? And then you spelled it the second way. I was like, that's me right there.
Richard's like dunking on low IQ people, and he's like, "No, it's your brother."
Hey, phonetics, man. Talk it out.
They are superior. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So he was really involved in the Liberian community, which I would imagine you would be being from there and coming to a different country. So he's hanging with a lot of Liberians and he meets her at this Liberian party. Apparently they meet each other and they just start to talk. And she tells at his funeral, she says, like, I usually gave fake numbers to guys that came asking for it. But after a while, I just ended up giving them mine for real. And you're like, oh my God. You remember the day of this? Like, anyways, she's from Oakland. She's not Liberian at all. So it's such a weird. It's just weird to me that she had that. That was the story.
Oakland, Liberia, they're pretty much the same place.
It's yeah. That's not what I bet it's just weird that that's like they were married for 11 years. They had 2 kids together, Ivy. So like I feel like there'd be better stories through his life than like I saw him across the room and I used to give fake numbers to guys. You know what I mean? It's just a weird story to tell people.
Yeah.
But anyways, Henry earns a double Bachelor of Science degrees in economics and accounting from California State University.
That's cool.
Then he gets an internship from 2009, 2010, 11. He works as independent contractor doing insurance premium audits. 2011, he's hired as financial analyst for Target. So this guy's killing it in America after having like a shitty kind of fucking life as a
You
child.
know why? You know why?
Why?
It's gonna change his name.
Yeah, McCabe, you're probably right. Corrine and Henry end up moving to a little town of Minnesota called Mounds View, which I love the name Mounds View because it sounds like an Australian name for a town. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, where they discovered it because they could just see everyone's pussies when they showed up.
Let's call it Pussy Prairie. You're like, not 2 on the head.
Yeah.
Forest. There's no forest. Oh, fine. Prairie mounds. Like, okay, perfect. It sounds so fucking. Mounds View is
Very
only
silly.
20 kilometers north of Minneapolis. It's part of the Twin City metropolitan area. It has a population of 13,249 according to the 2020 census. They moved there for Henry got a new job. He got a job working for the Minnesota Department of Revenue as a corporate auditor. So I imagine he's even killing it more. I imagine that's a pretty good job in a government job. Auditing fucking, I don't even, corporations, I guess. Pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a good job before.
Exactly. He's just moving. My point is this guy's killing it. He also kept talking about how he has political aspirations. So he's like,
Interesting.
he wanted to like one day maybe move back to Liberia and run for office there,
Oh,
president.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he wants to go back and fix his country. It's crazy. It's nuts. Corrine also liked to talk about how much he loved to cook and how he taught her how to cook. Loved to cook, and he made a bunch of food all the time, and he always used to bring it to his coworkers at his job. He also loved soccer, followed it religiously. People loved him. He's a lot of places describe him like having that. I don't know. It's a thing that people have, like it's charm, I guess, but it's just like where people love someone a lot. They just have that. Like everyone loves these people. I feel like this guy was loved by everyone who knew him.
Yeah, I get that vibe.
Friendly, socializing, laughing. He's also very generous, very helpful, especially the Liberian community. In March 2018, a 10-year-old boy named Barway Collins went missing in the nearby city of Crystal, Minnesota. Henry, he has got a kid around that age. He decides, I'm going to go help look for this guy. Actually, he has a kid exactly the same age. So he decides he's going to go help out look for the kid. Most of the Liberian community did. This was another, Barway's a child of Liberian immigrants as well. And like I said, he had a 10-year-old daughter, same age. So I like to think if like a kid Oscar's age went missing, I'd go looking, you know?
Yeah, but in Sudbury, you'd go, oh, I'm going to go help in Sudbury because a kid Fucking
Yeah.
same age as my kid went missing. Come
I
on,
guess you're true because it's not the exact same town. It's like a town over. So yeah,
right?
Sudbury be
As soon
like,
as you
fuck,
said
that's
town over,
sad.
I was like, whoa there, bud. I can understand. Like, I don't know. I might be talking from ignorance, and I am 100%. But like, if I came from a fucking refugee camp and then some other country let me into their, yeah, fucking right, I'd be nice to everybody around me. Fuck, I don't want to go back to this fucking refugee camp. Are you crazy right now?
That's really fair. Yeah.
I don't know, but like to go to the next town to go search for this fucking kid that is the same age, like, whoa,
So
there.
what you're saying is like, whoa, Henry, chill. You're here. We're
Yeah, you're doing
not
good.
going
You're
anywhere.
here, relax. Like the cops have it in the next county over. Chill out, bud.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
went-
me. I don't know.
That's okay. You went full Canadian. It was awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Henry didn't find the kid. Like Barway just went missing after got off his school bus. No one ever saw him past that. They looked and looked. They couldn't find the kid. He
Okay,
was.
time out. Sorry. This is here. Like he's not in Liberia doing this.
This is in America. Yeah.
Okay, well, their geography is just as big as ours. It's not like European countries where it might be the next country, but it's only a few miles over. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying.
Well, no, Liberia is a big country, but it's not even that. It's just my point is he went out looking for the kid. Big search party. No one ever found the kid. Kid disappears. This whole story with this kid is he just disappeared after getting off the bus. He was found a couple weeks later, actually. And I'm only bringing this stuff up. It's not really part of the case. It's about 3 weeks later or something. But it's kind of similar to what happens in this case. So it's weird to me. And it's only weeks before.
Before you said they found him, I thought maybe Sasquatch got him.
That's why
Well-
it's similar. You're right. The Yeti, the Bigfoot.
You also led with he was never found, and then they found him a few weeks
Did
later.
I say
Yeah,
never
fair
found?
enough.
Yeah, you said no one ever found him.
Yeah, I may. They didn't find him right away. They found him a couple weeks later. My bad.
All
I
right.
said that wrong.
Cool. No. That's good.
Did
news.
they find him or did he come
No,
out?
they found him dead. He was fucking
Oh.
duct, he was duct taped
So yeah, they never found
Found him-
him.
and alive again. Yeah, they found the stump of him,
Fuck.
not the living tree. It was just what was left. So yeah, they just found him duct taped, tossed in the Mississippi River. It turned out they did the whole thing. Barway's father killed him, Pierre Collins. He just told the cops that I got mad at him. He hit him. Barway fell. I guess he hit his head or whatever. That's kind of like his story. And then he said he panicked after accidentally killing his kid, duct tape him, chucked him in the river.
Well,
And then-
naturally.
2 hours later, he called for the missing child. He's the one who called it. The mother and stepmother of Barway don't believe Pierre. They think Pierre was in financial difficulties and he stood to get a lot of money off the life insurance of Barway. So imagine
Ooh.
being so bad up for fucking money that you think the only way out is to like kill your 10-year-old. That's just fucked.
You can do that?
Well, hold on. Yeah.
Wait,
kidding.
how does that
Hold on.
work exactly?
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
not only relieve yourself of a massive financial burden, but profit off of it? Come on, man.
Yeah, there's one guy who doesn't have. Yeah, Kyle's doing this.
Hey, I got two. Just saying.
That's double the.
Yeah, tell them this story and then maybe they'll get a job.
The cops catch the dad. He's pleads guilty, gets 40 years in prison for killing his little kid. Henry's disappearance starts almost directly after Pierre Collins is sent to jail. Henry and Corinne have been actually having a rough go in their marriage. Henry actually was cheating on Corinne all the time.
What?
Yeah.
So he wasn't searching for the kid.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Fair
town-
enough.
Yeah, we never found the kid. He's just over in the
Next
next town
town
banging a
over,
girl.
yeah,
He just-
yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't even consider that. That's disgusting.
But what if this is just like a continuation of his personality and he just like met like a single mother who was struggling, so he decided to like also live a double life to take care of this other family?
Oh God.
Super nice guy.
You're
Yeah.
coming up with theories right off the bat. I like it. It's like the double life theory is not even thought of by me, but it's fantastic. Corinne found out that he's cheating on him. She moves back to California from Minnesota. Not exactly sure when she moves, but by the time Disappearance of Henry, she had the girls and she was been gone for a bit. It's got to be less than a year because his youngest is only a year old. But okay, this is where the story gets a little bit weird. It starts to sound a little fishy right off the bat. I had to dig to find out what Corinne was up to. And if you like look up this case and you do like a cursory search of like Henry McCabe, the disappearance, it makes it look like Corrine and Henry had this like wonderful fucking relationship. She was just out of town visiting her parents for Labor Day weekend. And that's how she made it sound after he disappeared, too, in fucking funerals and stuff like that. So take that for what you want from the whole thing. So when he disappears this Labor Day weekend, let's move to there. Henry hangs out with a couple of his friends on September 6th, which is the Sunday before Labor Day. William Papoose Kennedy. Papoose is his nickname, I guess. Another friend, Calvin Johnson, and a third friend, which all I got the name was JT in some of these stories. They hung out all day at some barbecue. JT is actually one of Kareen's friends, like the wife's friends from Oakland. He actually kind of moved to Minneapolis following them from California, which I find a little odd. Like, I don't know if he's trying to like bang Kareen or he was banging Kareen or if like he was just obsessed with Henry or some shit, but they followed them, which sourcing in this is very speculative too. Like I heard one podcast where a guy interviewed a lot of these guys and which nobody else has. This guy did a lot of, but they tell their story this way. And it's like, how much are they telling the truth? You know what I mean? Like I'm taking it. I find talking to the real person or listening to the real person talk is probably the best source. But like, if you're trying to lie to get out of something, maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe one source isn't the best. But anyways, Papoose didn't know Henry. He was just like mutual friends with others. Papoose was actually kind of a celebrity in Liberia. He played on the Liberia national basketball team. So he was like it's about as famous of a sports star as you can get in Liberia, except for soccer. Henry, Calvin, JT, and Papoose were all just at this barbecue together on Labor Day, the day before Labor Day. And I'm not sure who suggested it out of the four, but they all end up saying, hey, let's go get like a few drinks in us tonight. Let's go downtown. And they decided they were going to go to have a night out at a bar called in Minneapolis called Pavlitsky's. It was called Pavlitsky's on 65. And then they keep calling this place like a club, which maybe it's like has nights where it's clubbish. But like I looked up this Pavlitsky's thing and it's closed now. But it just looks like one of those like medium-sized dive bar things where you kind of like have cover bands on weekends. It's not like a club. It doesn't look like a club, but anyways, whatever. They keep calling it the club. They went to the club. So Henry and Papoose get to talking, and Papoose offers to drive to Pavlitsky's, meaning like Henry can like drink or have a lot more fun. We all don't have to drive. I'll be the guy. So Henry takes him up on that offer. Henry gets Papoose to follow him to his house from the barbecue so he can drop off his car and get changed. And he told Papoose, if you drive, I'll pay for your way into the bar. So I'll give you whatever the $10 cover charge it is. Sweet deal. So he drives over there. They get to the bar. They have a good time. Papoose, from what I understand, and Henry didn't really hang out that night as much as like JT Calvin. They were more hanging out with Henry at the bar together. Papoose kind of run around talking to a lot of different people. When Papoose wanted to leave the bar, it was about 2 in the morning. He went out to his car to get out to just go. And Henry was already sitting outside of his car on his phone, arguing with who Papoose assumes is Kareen. He doesn't know. He thinks it's like his wife, though, on the phone because they're not divorced. They're just separated. Like they're having a hard time. They're not done for yet.
Is it because he could speak Korean that he knew that they were Korean?
Kareen?
Is that how you say it?
What? Did I fuck up something? I'm confused at this joke. I know I'm getting roasted. I just don't understand how.
No, you're not. You're not.
All right. Papoose says that Henry was drunk, like they were having a few drinks, but he wasn't so drunk that he couldn't like talk or walk or like pick himself up or anything like that. He still had full control over his brain. It's either JT or Calvin later tells investigators that they had to take Henry's wallet just to stop him from buying more drinks. So this is kind of a conflicting thing. Like they took away his wallet because they were scared he was drinking or too much. But Papoose is like, nah, he was drunk, but not like super hammered. Like I don't think that he was drunk, really, personally. So I think that whoever took his wallet was trying to stop him from taking more cash out because earlier that night they have a bank transaction where he took $200 out just to go to the bar. And I feel like him and his wife were having troubles and shit. He was out for he's probably spent that $200 quickly on everyone and went, I'm going to get more money. And Buddy's like, nah, you can't get more money. And I'll tell you why in a couple of minutes. Why they were like, don't get more money, dude. Not a good idea. Papoose drives Henry home after the little argument on the phone. They get in the back of the car. Not exactly sure why this part happened, but Henry wanted to stop. He at around 2:15, Papoose stops at a Super America gas station and convenience store in the nearby town of Fridley, Minnesota. Papoose tells everyone that the reason he stops there is Henry wanted him to stop. He said, I'll get out here. I don't want to go home. Nobody knows why Henry wanted to stop there, though. I'm guessing it's like drunken fucking taquitos or some shit. Like just going to like a 7-Eleven and get some gross food before walking home. Because this place isn't that far from his house. It's like, I don't know, what's this place is supposed to be like 3 miles away or something like that. You could walk that. It's not like fun, but you could. 7 minutes later from that when Papoose drops him off, Henry calls his wife and leaves her a voicemail. He also calls his brother Tim Borbor and leaves a similar voicemail. Here is that voicemail.
The wife or to the brother?
I think this one is to the wife, and I don't think I have the brother's one, and I can't find it. I looked fucking everywhere. The like coldness of a computer when it just goes replay, press one. It's just so cold. Anyway, so
Before you say anything, I have a theory.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
well, great.
I wanna hear
Is it that McCabe is doing just fine?
Well, maybe it could go along with that, but it still goes along with he wants to have the second family, right? He's not far from home. Minnesota, don't they have lots of trees there?
Yes, they do.
Right?
Yes, yeah. There are trees in Minnesota.
Maybe his second family is the Sasquatch,
Okay.
Oh,
right? And that was like him and his wife interacting. Right? Like they don't speak English.
honestly, I thought that was going to a much sillier place, but that's pretty good.
I'm on board with the Sasquatch theory, Richard.
Okay. We'll get to the Sasquatch Bigfoot theory at the
Yeah,
end.
good job.
All right. RJ, you had something to say as well, and we got interrupted with gold, so I don't know if you
Oh
can
no,
start.
we're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
That's all I got with that freaking. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Okay, what did you hear there? RJ, let's hear what you actually heard. What did you think was in there? Do you hear anything?
I feel like for a split second I heard him confess that he's gay.
Is that you being serious?
Yeah, it
Okay.
sounded like that's what he said at one point. I just heard I'm gay.
I hear gay, but he's
I mean, I was also born in 1992, so that would help me hear that.
This whole thing's so gay. I hear it like one of the things people say is they hear him say he got shot. I got shot. He shot me, and they hear them say papoose at a certain point. Now I've listened to this fucking recording 10 times maybe, just trying to see if I can hear it.
Why?
Because I can't hear anything. I don't hear
I
all
know,
this
I
shit.
would have to.
I think it's
'cause
ridiculous.
I didn't hear any.
You can't just fucking Google a transcript?
The transcript, if you look at a transcript, all I hear is God. And yes, no one's telling about anybody anything. Like the FBI took this thing and listened to it. They didn't tell anybody what they fucking got. Maybe they got some shit. I was just listening to see if I can't hear shit. I don't hear any of that shit. I hear him gurgling. I hear gurgling. Some people say they hear like a chainsaw. I don't hear a fucking chainsaw. There's no chainsaw there.
Hmm.
I hear like drowning, maybe, or like waterboarding. I've heard that one. Maybe he's being waterboarded. I heard maybe he's getting like tasered because it sounded like maybe he's like jibbing around from tasering.
I mean, I feel like
Maybe-
the first thing you do when you get tasered is drop the phone. Not continue to hold it to your ear.
It doesn't, to me, it doesn't, it sounds like it's an like butt dial, like he's in peril and he's just like trying to dial someone the first he can, like, or he's like putting it in his
Well,
pocket or something.
That's embarrassing for him.
Because it doesn't sound clear. It sounds like it's coming through fabric. So it sounds like maybe he had the phone and just, yeah, exactly. Like he just called the last person he talked to, like on the phone was his wife. Right? Anyways, that's the last anyone heard from Henry. Later that day, Kareen calls the police in Mounds View, reports him missing. She's in California still. She leaves her two girls in California, heads back to find Henry. Henry doesn't show up to work the next day, so the Minnesota Department of Revenue reports him missing instantly. This is a guy that goes to work every day, doesn't miss a day ever. Recently enough, though, he's actually having a hard time at work, which I found out later after I was writing the script. He got like a bad review from his boss. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's like just had a bad week or a bad audit or something, or if like
Musk would have had his ass.
he's declining. Yeah, it could be. Elon Musk would have doged him right out of that fucking job.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just an excuse. This is one of the reasons he wanted to go get drunk. Anyways, I also read that he recently bounced his rent check and he has a decent enough job. And I feel like this is why his friends were like, hey, dude, let's not take out another $200. You just bounced your rent check. You know what I mean? We're already having enough money problems. Let's stop that. It's probably why JT or Calvin or whoever took his wallet. On September 8th, the Minnesota Community Police Services, the MCPS, were called by Karen McCabe. Kareen, I call her Karen all the time. It's Kareen McCabe. And they want to meet with
Korean McCabe.
Korean. Yes.
So he's not Liberian.
Yes, I see what you're doing now. Now I understand what you're trying to fuck with me. You're trying to confuse me in countries. They're African, my friend.
I was not trying to
And-
confuse you. If you got that from that, then you don't even want me to try to confuse you because it sounds like it's gonna work.
I want you to try and confuse me. The MCPS isn't like actually the cops. It's like a little mediating group that deals with like in between the cops and like family members. And I guess Kareen hired them to like talk to the cops for her, I guess. I don't really get how this works.
Oh man, I'd be so mouthy to them. Oh, like you're not a cop. What the fuck are you? Like, why are you even here right now?
No, but I think Kareen asked for them to come.
Fair enough.
To
Just
be the
saying,
person
be
to
a
talk to the
mouthy
cops.
fuck to these people who aren't police. I'm just saying.
So they do a little investigation, these guys. They're figuring out from their end. And then the police, first thing they do is catch up with JT, Calvin, and Papoose. Papoose was the guy who dropped him off. When they ask Papoose why he would drop him off there, he goes, I don't know. That's what Henry wanted. It was somewhat close to his house. I wrote here it's a 35-minute walk from his house. So I don't know how many miles that is. But like, I've been hammered and walked 35 minutes, no problem. And went to a Circle K and got a fucking squishy, drunk as fuck. Want to get out of here. You know what I mean? Let's do it.
Is this like in like a city or?
Yeah, it's in Minneapolis, basically like
All right.
suburbs. Like it's not like the city, but there's big ass corner street. You could drive to the city in 10 minutes. Like it's
I don't know,
not.
but like a 35-minute walk could be like from here to Timmins, but I don't want to walk that friggin' road. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like, is it more urban or is it
Yeah, it's urbanish. Like when I walked in Toronto, I walked
Well, I'm
35
trying-
minutes all the time. That's nothing.
just trying to picture it?
But yeah, I don't know. If I had a guy in a car though, and all I wanted was like drunken snacks at a convenience store before I went home, I tell the guy to like, it's a 2 minute drive for him. I'd be like, can you just wait while I get some food? Like, I don't think I'd walk if I had a car there, but I've done it out of necessity is my point.
Yeah,
Uh,
nobody didn't want to go home, so he said, "Let me out here.
the
My
space.
Sasquatch wife is in the bed.
Papoose
Bitch has
claims.
been waiting for me. That's why she's mad."
Was he talking about his actual Sasquatch wife, or was he just insulting Corrine?
Yeah. Good
Pick one.
question.
Pick one.
Papoose also had Henry's keys that night. There's lots of reports that say that Henry was super hammered and that's why they took his keys. They didn't want him to drive home. That's not true. I heard Papoose talk and he said he didn't take the keys at all. Henry just left them in his car when they went to the bar. He never
That's
even
what
knew
I was
they were there. He didn't even
Yeah.
know that the keys were in his car until the next day when he went missing. And then the cops are all up on him, like, why do you have his keys? Why did you drop him off on the thing? He's like, I'm just a nice guy who wanted to drop off a guy where he wanted to be dropped off. Why am I getting questioned? They also asked him about the JT and about Henry's wallet. And they kept saying he's kept spending too much money on booze, like I said. But I don't know if Papoose knew he didn't have his wallet. My point is, he had no wallet and he had no keys and he was dropped off at a store 35 minutes away from his house. So he couldn't even get in his house if he wanted to. So I don't know. This story's so fucking weird. Why would he want to get off there if he didn't have his keys? Maybe he just forgot he didn't have his keys?
Well, yeah, let me out here, right? He's not looking for his keys. He didn't want to go home.
You're right there.
Right?
He's maybe
Then by the time he gets there, he's like, "Oh fuck, where's my keys? Fucking don't have them, Papoose, you son of a bitch."
trees don't have keys, man. You just climb up it and find your wife up there. You don't need your keys in the trees.
Sam Squanch, they go to different dimensions. Watch Joe Rogan,
Watch Joe Rogan, dude.
dude.
All right. That was the broiest thing that's been said on this fucking podcast. I like it.
Yeah, for real.
So they start looking for footage. They think Papoose is very suspicious. So they start looking at footage at the Super America gas station where he said he was dropped off. They're looking for Papoose red Kia. They don't find him. They don't see Henry at all that night. So when confronted with this information, Papoose looks at them and he says, I don't know. Maybe I dropped him off at a different gas station. I don't fucking know. I thought it was that gas station. So the MCPS start investigating this hardcore. They start saying that Henry's disappearance here is very suspicious. He's not a guy to run away like this. We got to start searching around the last place he's known to be. They offer a $5,000 reward for information that helps find Henry. The Mounds View police chief, Tom Kinney, told the press after talking with Papoose that Papoose was not a suspect in this disappearance. The fact that Henry wasn't seen on any surveillance just might have been a matter of where he was dropped off and where the cameras are pointed. It doesn't mean that he wasn't there. Papoose doesn't sound like he's lying. I heard him talk. He sounds like he's telling the truth. He sounds like a frustrated man. Very pissed guy that he's fucking caught in between for no reason. I could be wrong, but he sounds like that. So Papoose brought the police to exactly where he says he drops off McCabe, and they believe his story. They checked the camera placement. They said, okay, this could be, just didn't get there. 2 search parties happen over the next week. One near the bar, one near the Super America gas station. Nothing's found. This is where another place where the story gets weird. Corrine McCabe gives the MCPS some maps, some Google maps of where Henry had been in the days leading up to his disappearance. Apparently, she hijacked his email account, his Gmail account, and got into his phone. Henry had just found out 2 days prior to him going missing that she had been monitoring his phone activity for the past 2 years. She had spyware installed on his phone, and he found out and erased his entire phone 2 days before. With this information, the MCPS found the real gas station he was dropped off at. McCabe was dropped off at a different gas station called the Holiday gas station. This one's 2 miles further away from his house than the other one, so it would have been an even longer walk. There is footage of someone getting dropped off in a red Kia, but no one confirms that it's Henry. It kind of looks like it could be Henry, but it's from far away. To me, this is like a red herring point. Who cares what place he was dropped off at? Sasquatches move between lots of backwoods.
Yeah, but didn't you just say that Papoose brought them to the exact spot he
Where
dropped
he
them off?
thinks he dropped him off.
Okay.
This is this is the whole thing. I think none of this matters to me. It's supposed to matter to everyone on the internet.
Well, no, but it doesn't matter. But don't be pissed off, Papoose, that everybody's questioning you when you can't even bring them to the right gas station.
That's true. That's true. But I think Papoose is drunk too. I think he was driving home drunk. I just don't think he wants to admit that, and I don't think he really understands where he dropped him off. Is really what I think was happening.
I don't know. Like, I don't give a shit either, but
Yeah.
don't get mad when you can't even fucking drop them off at the right place.
If you ever look at Super America gas station versus this like holiday, whatever it's called, Super Holiday, or what is it called? Holiday gas station. If you look at them, they look kind of similar. I can see how you could mess it up. Like they're both red and blue and what I guess like America colors. Anyways, they're just big ass gas stations. If you're not from there, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you're right, Kyle. Like maybe he should
I don't know.
remember a bit
I
better.
really don't know.
So police get into his banking information. There's no movement after September 7th, so that's not a great sign for him. Just the $200 he took out before the bar. They also look at his phone records and use Kareem's map to follow his movements. Records show that he made 3 phone calls after he was dropped off in the early September morning. The last ping on his cell phone happened near Creekview Park in New Brighton, Minnesota. This has been about 7 miles away from where he was supposed to be dropped off at. So it's either like 6 miles from his house or 7 miles in a different direction. What the fuck is going on with this guy? Henry's phone never turned back on after the 7th when he went missing. And I don't know who the third call is to either. I keep trying to look that up. It's one's his wife, one's his brother for the 2 voicemails. Who is the third call? Who's the third call? It's fucking Sasquatchia in the woods. She has a phone. I didn't think of it. Okay. That's the worst name for a Sasquatch. I'm sorry. You guys can think of better ones while I continue. Henry remains missing for another 4 weeks. That's until a nice little kayaker is out having a beautiful morning kayak November 2nd, which it's Minnesota. I was like, you're kayaking it on November 2nd in Minnesota? I'm sure that's cold. That's got to be, if it's not frozen, it's cold. But he's out in Rush Lake in New Brighton. Kayaker called in a partially submerged dead body at about 4:30 p.m. that day, so it was afternoon. The body was found 4 minutes from the previous search area and minutes away from Henry's home in Mounds View. He had $15 on him, 2 5s and 5 1s. He had his phone in his right pocket and the battery to his phone in the left pocket. So, sorry, the phone was in the left pocket, the battery was in the right pocket.
What year was this?
2015.
What? How do you take the? I mean, how many people had phones where the battery was removable back then?
Not many.
Right?
Like, I can't remember how, like, that's the thing. Technology's moved so fast. That's 10 years ago now. What did cell phones look like 10 years ago?
The last really popular phone that did that was the Galaxy 5, maybe?
Was that 10 years ago? You know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't know.
It doesn't really matter. It's just weird that his phone's taken apart in 2 bits and put in different pockets. He's also missing his right front tooth. David Singleton of the MCPS also stated that Henry couldn't have gotten to Rush Lake on his own. It's just too far off the beaten path where he was found. Somebody would have had to have brought him there, probably. He could have just walked there. Singleton also told the media that at this point, after they found the body, the MCPS had to cut ties with the McCabe family after all the inconsistencies with Kareen's stories. And they also said $5,000 reward is done, obviously, because they found him. Singleton claimed that Kareen had been withholding information about Henry. Here's a quote from him. "We all feel we've been misled. We have an ethical and moral obligation to the community and this organization to do the right thing." I'm not exactly sure what that means. What were you misled about? Kareen obviously probably didn't tell them that she was fucking spying on him for the past 2 years and finally did at the end. I think that's where it comes from. And it makes it look super guilty. He wasn't officially identified until the next day, and cause of death was undetermined until they completed toxicological tests. I can't say that word. It's so hard for me every time.
I mean, that's a lot of words.
You should do script every fucking 2 weeks. You try it, motherfucker.
I mean, you write them fine.
What they do know before the toxicological test is that there's no gunshot wounds or stab wounds or broken bones or anything like that. So to be fair, though, he was out in the Minnesota fall water for about 4 or 5 weeks. I imagine if he had skin, it wasn't looking great to begin with. That's why they had to send him out for identification. He was probably pretty rotten, pretty not looking great overall. So it'd probably be hard to see if there's any like knife wounds or something, is what I'm saying, or like a taser. You know what I mean? That stuff would have been gone, long gone. Cause of death was officially announced on November 19th as possible drowning in fresh water. He did have a blood alcohol level of 0.053. That doesn't make sense. Does 53 make sense? I wrote that 0.53, but that's super low, right?
Um, yeah, no, I mean it's shy of the legal limit by like 0.3.
0.53 or 5.3?
0.53 because 0.8 is the legal limit in the US most
Okay, so 0.53 is
probably
what it was then. I felt
little below, yeah.
so like that's,
It's definitely tipsy.
but it's not like lose yourself drunk, like you're not stumbling around at 0.53.
I mean maybe if he's a bitch.
That's true. Everyone's threshold's different. I'm gonna say he probably wasn't because I believe Papoose. I always believe Papoose. Always be on the Papoose side. But also, I've thought about this too. They didn't find him for 4 weeks. Does that shit dissipate in water, do you think? Like, would it have been actually higher had they found him 4 weeks before? That's
Well,
like,
as
Right.
we learned in the Diane Lane one, you can get that shit out of their fucking eyes.
oh yes, that's
Or was
just
that
gross.
the Princess
Schuler,
Diana?
Diana
Diane
Schuler,
Lane. Diane Lane's an actress, isn't she?
Schuler is who we're talking about. Lane is Lois Lane. She's Superman's wife.
No, Diane Lane is definitely an
It's
actress.
Lois Lane. It's Lois Lane who you're thinking of. You're not thinking of Diane
No,
Lane.
she
No,
was
you're
in
thinking of Lois Lane.
she was in Under the
But
Tuscan
you are
Sun, and
thinking,
she was no, I'm not. I'm
yeah,
not
you
thinking
are.
of Lois Lane
You're totally thinking
because
of Lois Lane.
she plays Martha Kent in Man of Steel.
See?
Yeah, Diane
Point
Lane.
proven. Point proven. You're thinking of Lois Lane.
Look, the important thing is that Diane Lane is a horrible drunk, and we're not telling anybody anything they don't know with that.
All right. Henry really wanted to know in the manner in which he died. They would really want to know if he was like killed. Police told them that it could have been either suicide or homicide. There just wasn't enough evidence to tell. And it's like, wait, they didn't say anything about accident. That's the first thing I thought. Was this an accident? Which I'm probably leaning towards maybe in this. I don't know.
Not an accident, Richard.
Domestic
No,
disputes with Bigfoots go bad.
fucking right. My theory stands, dude. The Bigfoot wife didn't know about Kareem. Okay. Kareem figured out the Sam Squanch's wife, right, with her tracking his phone,
I love how you're calling
No.
her Abdul Jabbar now. It's not
right?
Kareem, it's Kareem. Anyways,
So then,
Yeah.
she was
so,
dunking on his ass.
so then the Sam Squanch wife drowned Buddy in the lake because she found out that he was cheating on her with Kareem, right? It 100% makes sense, dude. And then what are the cops going to say? The fucking Sasquatch did it? No, they're going to say it was an accident, right? Like they're not going to come out with that. It makes complete sense.
I purposely, and I'm spoiling a bit here, but I purposely put two sentences about the Bigfoot theory because it's so ridiculous and it's taking over the episode. I fucking love it. I never know how this is gonna go, and it makes me so happy.
It's the only one that makes sense.
It's otherwise known as the Chipley effect.
Yeah, the Chipley effect.
I don't care what you call it. It makes sense.
You're right.
That's true.
I think that the police are holding back some information for whatever reason, why they don't think it's an accident. They think it's either homicide or suicide. So New Brighton Police Chief Bob Jacobson said that we may not be able to tell you everything. He literally says it. We're not trying to hide anything. We still want to know what happened here. He also added, we hope that the Liberian communities and all the communities included can understand that what happened to McCabe and have confidence that we are going to investigate this fully. Translation: we investigated this case. The color of your skin wasn't a factor here.
Yeah. Did I miss a part where you said the Liberian community was outraged?
Yeah, no, they weren't.
Because
He just
it-
went
it-
with
yeah,
that.
That was very much and before you say anything,
I would have investigated the same if he was white. Like that's exactly what he said. It's fucking awesome.
yeah. Well, this is Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
That's a state with a long history of treating black people kindly when it comes to cops. That's where George Floyd was
I was gonna
murdered,
say.
everybody.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say. This is probably like a couple years. Like when was George Floyd? It was like a year before George Floyd.
2020.
So 2 years
It's a
before
little-
George Floyd.
Yeah, a little bit before that.
Oh no, it was a couple. It was 2015 when this happened. So
Yeah.
Henry's funeral was on December 19th, 2015. Over 500 people were there in attendance. Henry's wife, Corrine, brother Tim, and mother in Liberia all went on record saying that McCabe was murdered. This is where the theories start popping up here. So there are a bunch of theories. I know Kyle's got the Sam Squanch.
Completely off, like not really, but I just Googled, does Liberia have a Sasquatch? Right? And said no, there's no credible evidence or folklore suggesting that Liberia has has Sasquatch or similar cryptid. The country's wildlife primarily consists of animals native to Africa content, not mythical creatures.
Is this Google
Why are you
AI?
Googling this? Well, it might as well have been. It just called me an idiot
That
without
was
calling me an idiot, but that's what it did.
that was an AI response for sure, right? Like when
Yeah.
it's AI generated, when it's like
Like,
the AI
no.
just scours a bunch of websites for you and goes like, "Well, actually, in Africa they have real creatures, not mythical
Yeah.
ones, stupid." And you're like, "Yeah, I know."
It has African creatures, not mythical ones. Like,
Yeah.
Bro, Google AI is the fucking worst.
Oh my God.
That's
So Sasquatch's tail is on the table. We will, if you want to
funny.
elaborate
No,
more
it's
on
not
that.
on the table. That's what happened.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with here's I'll tell the theories that we have. Maybe I can persuade you to think a different way. Doubt
right.
it. Doubt it, but I'm gonna try.
Hit me.
It was an accident. Drunk Dum Dum walks wrong direction home, finds a lake. Drunk Dum Dum thinks he found his fate in the lake. Look, it's the fate for me to find this lake. And then he goes to have a swim, and this is his fate to swim. And then he gets in the lake, forgets that he's drunk and probably shouldn't swim, and just dies.
Do you think they taught him how to swim in the refugee camp?
That's true. I thought you were going a different direction with that, but thank you for not. Theory number 2, suicide. Maybe he was having a harder time than we think. He just bounced his rent check. Also got a bad review at work. I saw his wife was pretty mad at him at the time. She left him. He's got little kids that he can't see every day. She also just found out she's spying on him. So you never know when guys are having a hard time in their life. A lot of guys just one day, especially the happy guy, one day just the happy guy's gone.
Yeah.
Get hammered one last time.
Pretty sure that was in his brain. And he was like, I'm going to go get some more money. And his buddy's like, no, don't go get money. He's like, hey, buddy, don't worry about it, right? Like, I'm not going to be here tomorrow in his brain, right?
Yeah.
So don't worry about the money, right? Like, that would have been my response if I was thinking about ending it.
For
later.
sure. Exactly. And he gets hammered and he spends much money, has a great time, has to be dropped off near a lake he knew was there. This time, not forgetting he didn't learn how to swim at the refugee camp and dies.
Yeah.
It's a weird way to commit suicide, though, jumping in a lake. Like, I feel like there's a lot better ways, especially in a city. But it's just, that's my only problem with the whole suicide thing, because you never fucking know. But, like, drowning yourself seems really crazy. Like, I don't know how you could do that. Like, I don't know how your body could let you do that. You just swim to safety every time. You're like, but I'm trying to kill myself. Your body's like, instinct, though.
Well, I mean, have you tried?
I have not.
Did you Google Maps this lake? How big is this lake?
It's pretty big. Rush Lake's pretty big, yeah.
All right.
I can show you if you want to see.
Oh, no, it's just like he's on foot. It's not like he's driving himself into the lake, right?
Yeah.
So you jump into the lake. Like, is it deep right away, or do you have to go out a bit?
You'd have to go out.
further?
You'd
Like,
have to go out a bit, for sure.
yeah.
So I don't know about that theory,
That's
but
pretty hard on him.
him being suicidal isn't crazy to me. Him killing himself by drowning is crazy to me. So I kind of don't take that theory. Theory number 3 is animal attack. A lot of people
Hey.
think that this voicemail is a butt dial where he's getting mauled by a bear or pack of wolves or something to that extent.
Oh.
So for the sake of poor Henry, I don't want this to be true. But for the sake of this story, I do want this to be true. Finally, a time where we can blame a were-dingo. We get a probable were-dingo attack for the first time without trying to shoehorn it in. It could be a were-dingo.
All right.
That's one for me on that
Or
one.
a pissed off female Sasquatch. Just saying.
Think about it, man.
No, but like he kind of sounded like he wasn't really panicking, like in the voicemail, right? Like, I couldn't understand it. Don't get me wrong. And then there was that, but like in between there wasn't like super panic. So he's trying to calm down his female Sasquatch wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you could hear her freaking out, and then
Yeah, if
she
you keep-
drowns him in the lake.
See, I'm on with this. I'm in with this theory more and more each time because now I'm thinking about the whole like shot thing. Because you kind of hear him say shot, but he's like, if you don't quiet down, you're gonna get shot. Meaning like people are looking for you, dude. Stop yelling, you're gonna get shot. He's like trying, and then she's like, no, Sasquatch want fuck, and he's like, not today. Your pussy is gonna crush my dick again. You're 8 feet tall. I can do it once in a
Oh,
blue moon.
goddamn.
The only problem with the theory is you said in the autopsy there was no broken bones. That's what kind of gets me on that.
Yeah.
The only
That'll
thing
do it,
that-
that'll
No,
do
but
it.
throws a wrench in.
maybe she's so big she holds him like a little baby, and she just like, you've got me mad. She just holds him underwater, and he's trying it like the whole time, like he didn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't want. She loves him, but she
Yeah.
can't have him fucking another human. She loves him, but she's like, she's crying while she's doing it, while she's drowning him. She's
I
not
love how
happy.
it's your theory now and you're defending it. I love it.
I have to do all the theories. I do love I want it to be Sasquatch now. That's what I'm saying. I love how the show goes because literally
Hey,
I was like, Sasquatch,
it
stupid.
is.
You guys made it great. So it's perfect. So next theory is Henry faked his death and left the country. There were rumors that Henry had just picked up and left the country when he'd first gone missing with his mistress, whose name isn't important, but it is because her name's Passion, Kyle. Problem with this theory.
Fuck you, Richard.
Problem with this theory is he doesn't have a fucking wallet or keys, never mind a passport. And where the fuck would he go? Like, just go to fucking Liberia. He's like, thumbs up to Liberia, everyone. And everyone's like, I will drive you there, sir. Let's go. I'm going there too. What do you know? I'm passing straight through. So, yeah, dumbest thing. And then they're like, well, maybe he just fled somewhere else in the US. Passion is found, guys. Everyone knows where Passion is. Nobody knows where Henry is until he's found dead. So there's zero evidence of this. People like to say this shit. Also, his body's found and he's dead. So maybe the coroner's in on it, guys. Maybe it wasn't Henry's body they found. It was a male Sasquatch. Yeah, it's dumb. But it's out there. Theory number 4, murder. There are a few people who could be suspected as being a part of Henry's murder. One of them was some sort of person, unknown person, who knew Henry from the Civil War. Many of the Liberian community that lived in Minneapolis thought that someone from the old country could have come, found Henry, and made it look like a drowning. They were known waterboarders. They known to try and get information out of people by waterboarding people. And when you kill someone through waterboarding, you throw them in a lake, it leaves no evidence. You just think they drown. This isn't a new thing that happens in Liberia, apparently. So when he was in the refugee camp, Henry was supposedly a father figure and leader in the refugee camp. Maybe someone recognized him from the camp and wanted him dead, or maybe just wanted some info from him and accidentally killed him, or killed him on purpose. The gurgling sound could have just been waterboarding. Henry just dialed his butt, first number he could find in his pocket. Maybe it's a taser shot, like they said. It could be some Liberian fucking guy. I saw someone post about that. You wouldn't know the decomposition. Like I said, the body made him look not great. So maybe taser shot, maybe some sort of fucking torture from some Liberian people. It's his mom thinks that. His mom thinks it was someone from, she still lives in Liberia though, so maybe she just, I don't know why he would be so involved in like some Liberian rebel plot to kill him, but like maybe, you know what I mean? Like I feel like this guy just like moved to America and got.
She's still in the refugee camp? No wonder she thinks the fucking guys killed him.
She's just in Liberia.
What?
The refugee camp's done. Is this Liberian vengeance killing? Probably not. Maybe a drunken Henry took a ride from some fucking weird person at the gas station who had planned on robbing him when he got him in the car, when he said, hey man, can you give me a ride? And when they got in the car, realized Henry didn't have any money on him. He didn't have anything on him. So they got mad and killed him. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to be dropped off at the gas station to pick up drugs. Maybe he was into drugs now. And he said, oh, I'll get off here. He still had his phone. Maybe that's the third phone call. He's calling his drug dealer. Come drop me off some cocaine. Pick me up. I got money. Gets there. Got all this cocaine or whatever the fuck he's doing. No bank account, no money, no nothing. Maybe he owed a drug dealer a bunch of money. We don't know much about this guy. Maybe he owed a shit ton of money to some guy and said, "Come, I'll pay you at this bar," drunk enough to finally get the money out, and then gets to the bar or to the gas station, and he doesn't have his card on him. So they kill him, throw him in the lake. Maybe he owed JT drug money and he paid JT, and JT, he's the one who killed him with the guy with the fucking wallet.
Oh.
All this shit is like out there.
Ask Papoose, he must know.
Papoose is the only guy I trust. He's the only guy I trust. You never doubt Papoose. I told you, he plays for the Liberian national basketball team,
Hey.
Kyle.
Fuck that dude. He can't even go to the right gas station.
Could be Papoose involved. I don't know. He does sound suspicious with that detail. Plus, like, let's pretend he is fucking right hammered, liquored right up. Is he like, did you just drop your buddy off at a gas station and just let him die? You know what I mean? Like, you didn't just make sure he got home okay? Like,
That's exactly what he did.
He sounds like a piece of shit. It's kind of, in ways.
He was probably going to Kareem's house to give it to her after.
Yeah.
He's like, he's got 35-minute walk. I got time.
You're going to see Sasquatch, right?
Yeah.
You guys didn't think of a better name. Sasquatch. I'll go see your wife.
That's great. Yeah.
The Squeecha, I like it actually.
There is no other name.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the age-old story, guys. Man gets killed by a woman. Always happens. Every day in America. A woman's killing a man.
One would almost say it's an epidemic.
It's an epidemic. Men aren't safe in your country, RJ. From women, especially. Henry and Karina are having difficulties. Maybe it's not just infidelity. Maybe it's also financial. Maybe she hires someone to kill him. She's in fucking, so she can collect his life insurance. You know, this guy had life insurance. He was in finance. The first fucking thing my financial advisor made me do was buy his life insurance, or he wasn't taking me on. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll buy the life insurance. God, you know I smoke. It's going to be a lot. They can't pay rent. He dies. Somehow now she's fine, has a bunch of money, and the kids are great. One of the sources in this episode claimed that Karine and Henry's problems were getting serious enough that he took her name off his life insurance, or was planning to. This is what his brother Tim Borbor said. Apparently, he just told his brother that he was going to make their mother his beneficiary, and Karine was going to be off it. So maybe she found out. She's been monitoring his phones, and she figured this is the time. This either now or never. He's going to leave me for real this time. I'm out. So it's either that I go poor, or I kill him and I have the kids, and my life is great. That's
so fucking crazy. I can't even comprehend it.
But
like being able to trust your mother enough with your life insurance money. Is that a problem specific to me?
That's not the problem I thought you had. So
all right. Fair enough.
I thought the problem was the very elaborate plan to kill your husband for money, but maybe not. Maybe she found out he wiped his phone, because apparently 2 days before he got disappeared, he had just wiped his phone because he found out
sneaky fella.
She found out. So maybe she lost it. She's like, now I can't fucking keep tabs on him anymore. They had audio Papoose in this podcast I listened to, Henry's brother, and they both think Karine looks suspicious. She was doing weird shit. She meets up with Tim Borbor after the murder, or after he went disappearing, to discuss about the case. And they got her to meet up in some weird spot. And Karine asks Tim, the brother, if he could take the battery out of his phone because the FBI was following her and his movements, and she didn't want them to find out what they were talking about or where they were. And if you remember, Henry's phone was for some reason in two parts in his pocket.
Yeah.
Maybe this was the thing she did all the time because she was freaked out, or maybe this is like, because she was so like, I'm a spy spying on people. No one will ever spy on me because I take the proper precautions. And then like she made him take his phone fucking apart, or told the hitman make him take his phone apart because otherwise people will follow his movements because she's the spy now. And she has shit to do with it. She has something to do with it. Maybe he confronted her about the spyware and she just lost her shit. That shit happens too. This theory to me makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways because Karine's being weird as fuck about the whole thing. But the weird part, the thing that takes it away from me, is the fucking voicemail. It doesn't make sense. If you're trying to kill your husband, Why go to the police and give them this weird ass voicemail saying my husband left it for me? It makes zero sense.
Oh, and she brought it to the cops.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's even more weird. I don't know.
The death is super weird and it points in so many directions. There's a couple other things here we're going to get into before we talk about the real, what it actually is.
You mean what it actually is? You know what happened? You fucker.
I will tell you what actually happened
Son of a bitch.
at the end of this. So the smiley face killers is another theory. The smiley face murder theory, or the smiley face murders, is a theory that some retired New York City detectives, Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte, have put forward. This is going to be our next episode because I didn't know anything about this, but I've learned about it a little bit here. So I'm going to talk about it just to say, but we'll go into full detail next week on this on the show. So Dr. Lee Gilbertson, a criminal justice professor and gang expert at the St. Cloud State University, also supports this theory. The theory alleges that at least 45 college-age men that were found in bodies of water dead are all connected to either a serial killer, multiple serial killers, or a gang of serial killers. Gannon, Duarte, and Dr. Gilbertson claim these murders have been going on since at least the 90s and have been covered up to be accidental drunken drownings. The smiley face part of it is that the police have started to notice a pattern of graffiti around some of the drowned young adults where they were supposedly dumped into the watery graves. And the graffiti is of a smiley face, and they all look a little different. This is why they think it's a gang of serial killers.
Yeah, I've heard of this before. It's what I call the police astounded by their own incompetence theory.
Well,
surely we can't be so bad at solving crimes. There must be some nationwide murdering happening for, I don't know, the past 5 or 40 years.
Henry falls in the same area as to where all the smiley face killers or murders supposedly have happened. And if this theory is true, why would it be true about Henry? If it's true about one, it's true about all.
It took us nearly 2.5 hours until we got a good mile and a half away, and we finally found the smiley face graffiti. They'd hidden it so well. The signature, unique graffiti.
The smiley face. Let's save the ripping for next episode because it's gonna be. I want to do it because it's so fucking funny to me. So the next theory is a ghost. He's possessed by a ghost. Can't you tell by the voicemail that's a ghost possession? Of course it's a ghost possession. I thought of it and then I was like, oh, it's too simple, and I didn't want to bring it up. But like other people bring it up, of course it's ghost. The whole time.
What's The Exorcist? You know what? It kind of does sound like the girl, though. Yeah. Now that you say it.
I know. People just love to put ghosts in things, especially when it's unexplained. It's ghost, dude. Fucking for sure.
You should get some of those ghost hunters down there.
It would be awesome. They just dig up Henry McCabe's body and just like try to talk to it, seance it.
And then it immediately gets mauled and necrophilia'd by a Sasquatch.
Yeah. You're fucking right. I'm telling you, that's the only theory that covers everything. And like, okay, maybe he wasn't fucking the Sasquatch, okay? Maybe that wasn't happening. But maybe there's a Sasquatch on the loose for the last fucking 40 years, drowning all these motherfuckers. So like the cops are kind of with the serial killer, except they can't tell you all of the information because they're not going to tell you it's a Sasquatch.
Yes, cops are aware. Every cop is made aware that Bigfoot exists, and to not tell anybody.
Well, no, but even the ones that are on the news, right? The ones that do know, they're not going to tell people, right?
As soon as you get a badge, it's an honor. Yeah. It's like a promise ring. You're never going to tell what you know. You promise.
For fear of also being fucked by the Sasquatch.
And yeah, no man or woman has ever fucked a Sasquatch. And if any Sasquatch fucking has happened, it's come from the Sasquatch on both sides every time. They're big, they're strong, they're mean.
Okay, right. I was gonna say, don't say it hasn't happened, but now that you say they did it to us, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's no man who fucks the woman Sasquatch. The woman fucks the man Sasquatch, I'm saying.
The woman Sasquatch probably fucks the man too, let's be real.
100%, that's what I'm saying. So the last theory, the one that actually happened, is that Henry McCabe was leading a double life. Corrine, and he finally got her to move to California so he could have a little bit more free time with his second family, which
Oh.
lived in the treetops,
Yeah.
away from the
Boom.
prying eyes of the Minnesotans, but close enough for the eye of Henry McCabe, who, as a young man, had to live for survival in the refugee camp, and he notices stuff. He looks around, and he's the first. He saw Sasquatch sitting there, kind of like curious about man below, because they're forbidden to go below and meet man unless man meets them first. And Henry
She probably
made his way to the
seduced him.
top. That's what I'm saying. It's a love story for all of time. He went up top. This is Romeo and Juliet. She's dead somewhere too. They killed each other because they knew they couldn't be with each other. That's what I'm trying to say. They got together. That's what the argument's about. I don't want to kill myself, but we have to. It's the only way. And she was placed in a place where the Sasquatch kind could find her as a warning to never fall in love with mankind. And he was found in a place to warn man to never fall in love with Sasquatch kind.
Oh, so there's a duality. So they make Sasquatch cops,
Exactly.
they tell them that people exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
So
don't tell other Sasquatches that people exist.
this is a huge cover up from both the US government and the Sasquatch government working hand in hand to keep their existence from each other a secret from each other.
Honestly, this is so crazy and disgusting. I can't even handle it.
Anyways, yeah, so that was all the theories. I do enjoy Sasquatch became the theory today, so that makes my day. I vote for that being the real solve today. What do you guys think?
Yeah, of course.
100%.
Whatever's the most disrespectful. That always has my vote.
That's disrespectful, yeah.
I don't know, I guess. We just said he got fucked to death by a Sasquatch.
Yeah, your check is in the mail, dude. Money well spent.
Yeah. All right. Well, R.I.P. Henry McCabe. May neither of our species ever know each other exist.
I just watched Private Dicks and I think RJ's the funniest.
What? Come on.